Hey, welcome to the series of everything you need to know about Python in simplest possible way. In our previous videos, while discussing lists, we have seen so many different and important concepts regarding lists, right? So in this video, we will be knowing one more important concept regarding list, which is list comparison. So we know that we have seen the comparison of integer values, and in our previous videos, we have also seen the comparison of strings. So in this video, we will be seeing the comparison of lists. So can we compare lists? So let's go ahead and see with some example. Let's say I'm having this particular list 1. So inside of this list 1, I'm having the elements which are 10 and 20. So I will be having one more list which is list 2. So inside this also I'll be considering 10 and 20. So let's say if I wanted to check this particular both lists are equal or not. So I will be having this particular list. So instead of doing this in here, I will take in the next cell. So I am taking list 1 is equal to list 2. Here I am checking this particular list 1 is equal to list 2. So both are equal or not, I am checking. So if I execute this, it was returning true, which means that this particular list 1 and this particular list 2 both are same. So let's say if I change this particular element, if I remove this, and here if you can carefully observe, in the list 1 we are having 10 and 20. In list 2 we are only having the element which is 20. I am executing this, and here if I execute this, we are getting false. That is expected, right? Because this list 1 and list 2 are not same. So this is the simple way that we can know. So if I mention list 1 is not equal to list 2, if I execute this, we are getting true, because this list 1 and list 2 not same, right? So for that reason only we are getting this particular result as true. So this is the comparison with equal to or not equal to. So let us do some more comparison with greater than and less than as well. So for that reason, the comparison happens in such a way that the comparison will be happen regarding of elements. So the comparison happens in the element by element. So let's say I will take this particular list 1. Inside of this particular, I will be having 10 and 20. I will take one more list which is list 2. Inside here, I will take 10, 20 and 30 here. So you can able to see we are having the difference, right? So in the first list we are having 10 and 20. In the second list we are having 10, 20 and 30. So later what I will be doing is that I will be checking list 1 is less than list 2 here. So if I execute this, we are getting true. So what do you think how this is happening? So how this is happening is that list 1 it is checking, and in this list 1 we are having 10, and the element in the 0th index we are having 10 in the both list. So it go to the next index, we are having 20 and 20. So this particular list 1 got ended, right? So this is considered as length. So this length is less than. So for that reason only we are getting the result as true. So let's say if I give 30 here and if I execute this, we are getting false. So though we have less elements in this particular list 1 and more elements in this particular list 2, we still are getting this as false, which is telling that this particular list 1 itself is greater than this particular list 2. So I hope we can able to understand the comparison is first happening regarding element by element. You can consider it as index by index. So in the first index, though we have 10, in the second index, in the list 1, we are having the greatest value. For that reason, when we are checking list 1 is less than, so it was returning false. If I check greater than, it was returning true, which is telling that list 1 is greater than this particular list 2. The reason is because the element in this particular first index is greater than the element in the second list. So because of that reason only we are getting the result as list 1 is greater. So previously when we have seen with 20, we are getting as false. So when we are giving less than, we are getting true, because after completion of this complete checking, this particular list 1 and list 2 are same till this particular index. So when once the elements are completed, it will consider the length. So first it will consider the element by element checking, after then only it will consider the lengths. So in such way we are getting this particular result. So I hope you can able to understand. So I will take one more example here, and I will take this particular same thing. So what I will be doing is that I will check this particular list to 1 is greater than list 2 here. If I execute this, we are getting false. The reason is because this particular list 1 is less than, right? So we have seen previously which is less than. For this less than we are getting true. Because of that reason, for greater than it is returning false. So whatever the greater than or less than, the comparison will be happen element by element. When once the element are completed, then only it will go and check the length. So if I mention 30 here, previously what I have mentioned, and if I execute this particular greater than, list 1 is greater than list 2, and if I execute this, it was returning false. It was returning true. So previously also we have seen with this particular example, right? So after completion of this particular index, it will come to this particular first index. In the first index, we are having the greatest value in the list 1 itself. So because of that reason, we are returning the result of this particular list 1 is greater than list 2 as true. So I hope you can able to understand. So if you found any difficulty while understanding, I sincerely suggest you to watch the video once again carefully. And apart from that, I will give the detailed notes for this, all the explanation. So with examples. So you can find that in the link, pinned comment section and in the description. This is about the list comparison that what we have. So the only thing that you need to remember is that you need to keep in mind is that list comparison happen by element. After once the completed this particular list, then only it will go for the length. If we have the element is greater than in this particular previous list itself, whatever the element is greater than, that will be resulted as the greatest list. So I hope you can able to understand. If the list is got completed, and after that, if we have more elements in the another list, the element that we have more, that will be resulted as greatest when only when the elements got completed in any one of the list. So I hope you can able to understand. So if you found this video interesting, hit a like button. In the next video, we will be seeing some of the methods in order to handle this particular list effectively. So thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.